worst map, at least from what I've seen in their perspective. So I was kind of shocked. Obviously, I mentioned they didn't play much Vertigo, so it makes sense the ban there. But giving Little Bocks Inferno, I really thought was a tough decision in the veto process for Please Send Help. They've had their struggles. They've had some pretty bad losses on this map. The most recent history that I can remember in the ESL Impact Cash Cup, Please Send Help lost 16-1 to CLG Red on this map. Obviously, it's CLG. You got to take that with a grain of salt and an asterisk next to it, but it is still a map that I've seen them struggle with. And now Little Bocks starting on this T side, probably a side they're not too mad at to be starting with on Inferno. It is going to be a B play, and they have to deal with Jets Cast and Piggy Kiki here. Using utility for the T side, we got 2 smokes, a molly, and a flashbang. And it is going to be that commitment. Still 3 players from Please Send Help on A site.
Jessica's with that opening info, sitting out towards Coffin. Smoke's raining in, 1 towards CT, 1 towards the aforementioned position. Piggy out towards...
Oh, it missed.
New Box, that's a great nade. That's so much damage there. It's going to be so much easier now. Jessica's Kiki, 1 and 2 each. Kiki, though, overwhelmed out towards New. Canada with that kill. Jessica's just backs away in towards Flowers. Bomb goes down. That, at the very least, is a victory here for Little Box. If it's anything like Overpass, though, I don't expect them to force into the next round. I expect them to get a couple of pistols and try and get another bomb plant out of it. That being said, though, they can still try and win this round. Keenet out from New Box, does a lot of damage to the Lover Girl. Swings out wide, drops Senna, swings for more, but she's out of ammunition. 1 and done, but Bouchard has her back.
She's alive.
Keenet's still alive. They went for knives. They went for knives. This is a spot in Dallas on the line, and they're going for knives. And Keeneta punishes. It's a pistol round for Little Box. And that, well, it's early days here on Inferno. Still around to keep in mind, depending on how this one ends.
I can't believe it. I think the shots just missed and they ran out of ammo, so they just resorted to try and spray Kionetta out with the knives. And she just gets out with 4 kills in that first round at 4K in the pistol round. And that's where you hope Please Send Help doesn't get too overconfident in this game. They obviously had a crazy game, map 1. They need to tone it down a bit. Obviously, the knife was there. If you're out of bullets, it makes the most sense. You can't switch to anything else, but it is just Kionetta left on site and Bouchard from Banana. That 1 kill goes through. That round could be Please Send Help's easily, but now it is a favor for Little Box, 4 MAC-10s. They know Please Send Help's not forcing back. They could farm some money here with those SMGs. Bouchard and ult by herself, though. We already saw this be a problem with Kionetta last map. This time, it's a problem with Bouchard, but they have Sapphire there to collect it. That's 2 guns down once again.
2 kills, including a rifle picked up here for Please Send Help. Not too
the only
shabby at
rifle.
all. In fact, they're going to go for this here. At least send in the pistol of Lover Girl looking for another entry, or an exit, I should say, at this point. Sitting behind that smoke, tucked in the cubby. 2 towards Banana, 2. It's a shutdown job here, pincering in on the side from Please Send Help. They don't want to let Little Box save anything. They want to get as many kills as possible. It's not necessarily a round they can afford to win without a kit here. It's not going to be possible really there. Smiley will mow down Lover Girl, though, and that opens up the CT exit. Here comes the push, though. Galil donated back. The MAC-10s will finish it off. Only those 2 kills. Galil is recovered. But still, some damage done over towards the economy of Little Box. Granted, though, it does help them out in the sense that they can get some rifles here. As Please Send Help are going to have a great rifle buy, and going up against M4s across the board when you have 4 MAC-10s is not exactly going to be the most fun proposition here. So it gives Little Box a little more of a chance to win this bonus, as they will have a couple of AKs in hand. The utility is there for Please Send Help. The one thing, though, Pib, they don't have a kit.
Yeah, we've already seen the kits become a crucial factor in the multiple rounds on Overpass. And you go into Inferno, we already talked about the potential to save is probably even more on the CT side because the rotations can get cut off pretty quick. Whether you go B or A site, those rotations, if no kits down, it becomes a very difficult task and probably an impossible task at some points to try and retake that site. And without a kit, it makes that retake even harder because you're forcing into site 5 seconds earlier than you would, or than you would have time for. Good late boost here from Jess as that couple of players take control of Car, and Banana will be up for Little Box, but it looks to be the A play instead. It will be 3 players here for Please Send Help, and a good switch up from Little Box, putting a lot of emphasis on B so far. Looks like they might continue with that, though, as they bring that bomb back towards that B site.
This is an incredibly passive hold from Please Send Help. Everybody's turtled. And the A players, one on site proper, one in pit, keeping an eye on things. The B players, Boost, New Box, Coffins. It's a very standard setup in terms of the B play, but no real information or aggression. They're just going to run on in, though. No smoke for CT yet. And Jessica's goes unlooked for. 3 kills for the price of 1 on the B side here, as it's a lockdown defense right now from Please Send Help. Boxing Little Box out of the chicken coop and keeping them in the open. Going to be a spray here from Kiki that should yield a kill. Never mind. Sapphire head on a swivel. Knocks down Kiki. Now at the very least, the bomb can go down for Little Box if they stick it. Time is of the essence now. She has to go for the plant here, Sapphire. Bouchard keeping an eye on 2 different angles. Only a flashbang in terms of utility here for the Box. And they're going to double up here. Buddy system it out. Pushing towards CT spawn. Mad's getting forced away back into church. Will get shut down by Sapphire, but Bouchard caught, or rather left alone as Sapphire caught from behind. The smoke is down, and it's a spam away by Bouchard, revealing her position. Lover Girl, shut her down. First gun round goes the way of Please Send Help. With the bomb plant, there should be enough for a full buy coming out from the Box in the next round.
Yeah, we mentioned the no kit thing could be a problem. It almost was a problem. If they were able to stall a little bit more time, obviously, Please Send Help, realizing that they have no kits, have to try and go for that quick play. But Little Box, unaware of no kits, they could have played this together and tried to just hide for the rest of this round. But it is a round back for Please Send Help there first, and now we'll see those full rifles come through. Some MAC-10s will be dropped. Smiley only on the Tech 9, but still obviously a very damaging pistol. Not too worried about that. Still very much a rifle in the right hands. And it'll be a spread out default once again. Little Box send a lot of pressure towards Banana, and something important for both these teams is Banana control on the CT side. If they start to lose that heavily, there's a lot of information that the CT side loses. Right now, Kiki's just playing the shoulder of it, so it has at least a decent bit of control, but will not have maintain that throughout the rest of this round, and it could end up biting Please Send Help. If she does drop or get spotted, she'll have to fall back, and now that information is there. Great flash, but it flashes Kiki as well, and she'll get killed off of it. Unfortunate timing. Just a second later, that could be 2 kills, but instead, it's a fully flashed Kiki.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue now for Please Send Help, as they don't have the strong economy, and Lover Girl goes aggressive, runs into Sapphire. Is sent 6 feet under. Now Little Box can go either A or B, however they want to play this. Kianetta on the lurk, working out towards B, might catch Jessica's out off guard, and the A take is coming through. Kianetta falls. Mads holds strong, has 1 from pit, still alive. Kimmy low on health. Dink down. Mads drops that smoke, burns down just by 13 HP. Jessica's on the long rotation coming in from CT spawn. No bomb plant yet, but Mads is being hunted. They're trying to swarm her out. She goes around the smoke. She gets a lineup, but only 1 more kill. Kimmy and Smiley, 1v2. Jessica's 22 HP. Trying to do what she can to get this round back in the favor of her squad. Tie things up at 2 apiece. Kit on site as well. But it's a 1 in mini pit, 1 in big pit situation to clear out, and it's not going to be easy given her lack of utility and health. Going up top, though, spotted out, knows where 1 is. Now Smiley caught with a gun in swapping. Lucky to get away with that kill. Jessica's had a little more health. It's a very winnable round for her. Little Box get a 3rd, but it's a narrow margin.
Yeah, if she found that kill, it was only 15 health left on the remaining player there for Little Box. So it would have been a very sketchy situation. It will now just be a save round here for Please Send Help after their win. A couple of HEs hoping for something to happen with those to land probably near the bottom of mid. That is going to be the case, as they'll send the majority of their team A. And they'll try and just play this round together. Just trying to send a stack. Looks like it was just for the beginning part of this round, as they'll try to rotate back towards B. But Little Box with a great start, as expected. And as we would say, from these 2 teams on the favorite side of the T side, they are doing great. That is going to be a great shot from Mads, though. And Mads with the Deagle has put on some performances in recent history, and she continues that with a great kill against Sapphire. But it's once again Little Box. They gotta be cautious on pistol rounds. Gotta stop letting rifles go by themselves. It can definitely cost them in the round.
So when are we getting a Deagle nerf? It seems to be too strong these days. Deagles can win rounds single-handedly. In all seriousness, though, yeah, Mads has been nuts with the Deagle, and it's a good opportunity to get around out here for Please Send Help with a minimal investment. But Smiley and Kianetta walking in here, getting a couple of kills. Picky Kiki, I don't know how she's able to get that backstab. Nobody really reacting to those shots. Finally traded back, and Mads with that Deagle in a 1v3 now will just do what she can to save the AK. And go into the next round with the 1-shot headshot machine. But Little Box with 4 on the T side, starting to get that strong offense going here. And yeah, it's been the theme of this series so far. Nobody plays defense.
It is. It's quite fun to watch. It's quite hectic, like we said. You said the one word that you could describe the first map was pandemonium, and that will continue easily into the second match, where it's just all offense. There's no breaks, and that's where Little Bocks really looked the brightest on their T side. Is when they just ran into sight very quickly and very aggressively. Little Bocks have found Please Send Help very caught off guard and just get some quick entries and take over the site. And on something like Inferno, where that rotation is not easy, they could easily find themselves some rounds with that aggression. But they've also done really well at kind of pacing out the pace of play so far. They've played a lot of very fast rounds, and they played a lot of 15, 20 seconds left with the trying to get that bomb down rounds. And having that kind of a difference really puts Please Send Help in an awkward spot, because it's hard to try and decipher what the rotation might be best.
Yeah, the good change of pace from Little Bocks has been a very good part of their T side. The problem is they have to deal with Senna's off. That's finally come through here. And it's going to drop Smiley in the early going. Great find here for Please Send Help in the opening portions of this round. It's a round that Please Send Help kind of need to win in the early going. It's becoming not quite do or die in the first half just yet, but it's starting to get there as the rounds continue to pile up for Little Bocks. The money not great for them. That's the one saving grace Please Send Help have, is a bit of a swing round for both these two sides. But Please Send Help haven't really had any success except for against the anti-bonus round. That's the only thing they've had is against the bonus. And just because we'll get one with the MP9, that's not too shabby. The damage dealt as well. And this is going to split up the defenses at a 2-2 split now. Please Send Help getting that extra rotation back to the B site. That is Senna. So if Little Bocks want to hit this site, that's going to be a pretty hard one to take. But I think they are going to rotate back towards A as their utility starting to run a little dry. Mad's the only player on Please Send Help that has any bits of utility. A smoke and 2 flashbangs. And now with Kimmy falling away too, back towards the A site, the pit player is going to have a lot of work to do. That's Mads. Up on side, it's Lover Girl. This is a good duo here for Please Send Help, but will they require assistance of the rotations, or is this going to work out well? Lover Girl up on top gets the first. Kianet on a bad spot now. They're coming in from the lane. Lover Girl sprang away, but it's Mads. So get them both down out in the open between Big and Mini Pit. Good round on the board here from Please Send Help. Little Bocks to the drawing board and to the eco.
Great crossfire from Please Send Help to hold down on that A site, keeping both of them alive. Good repositioning from Mads off of the initial flashbangs coming through, and a molly that quickly came after. Very important as that pit player. You said had a decent bit of utility still left, but didn't really need to use it. She was able to secure herself. And Senna, now with this confidence, we already talked about how good she's been, has the op in her hands early on in this game. Will try and continue that strength. If they were jumping in apps, would have been great, as they're all just sitting towards the other side of apartments. Nobody jumping into apartments just yet, but it is just a 5-pistol round for the Little Bocks. They're going to try and waterfall their way towards the crazy setup of Mads, and now Senna with that op, who's going to be watching on that apartments push. We'll see how big the waterfall is flowing as the flashes come through. Good flashes, but that is bombed down, and the fire stops much of the push from Little Bocks.
Piggy Kiki finds Bouchard as well. Sent up on site. Will miss the op shot uncharacteristically so, but has support from Lover Girl, leaving it all down to Kianetta here, who gets spammed down the very same. 3-4 now. Please Send Help getting a little bit done on their CT side. Granted, that one against the Pistols, but 2 rounds straight. It's a good streak for them to have. And again, who will have a stronger CT side here on Inferno? Right now, Please Send Help making a good case. If they can stand against the guns here now. They tie things up at 4 apiece, and barring a bomb plant, they shouldn't have too much to deal with in the following round, in round number 9. There's a good chance Please Send Help could get our first CT lead of this matchup so far, barring overtime, I mean. It's just going to be some fast car control overall from Little Bocks, but no real commitment here. We'll draw rotation over, but it's all a bit of a cat and mouse game in the early going for Little Bocks right now. But they don't seem to have the confidence right now, Pib. I feel like they're second-guessing themselves very heavily right now. And unless they're able to solve that problem, things can get very bad. Flash in just because. 1 kill, only 1, and that gives room to Little Bocks.
Yeah, 1-for-1 trades are usually in favor of the T side, because then you have to force a rotate, and they're going to force 2 on the rotation. And Little Bocks are going to maybe slowly start to back up, as they're sending Senna back towards that A site to try and help. Sapphire with the alt control. Mad still sitting in mini pit. It is going to be an interesting setup as Little Bocks just wait down the time, wait for this BXQ to go through, maybe wait for Sapphire to try and cause another rotation towards that A side. But there's 2 players there already. She's making a lot of noise and might cause some problems here as PlaySenHelp could overpeak and find themselves at a disadvantage. Lovergirl might have spotted 1 or 2 here as she'll find the peak timing, but not the kills. Now it's her and Piggy Kiki left on site with 30 seconds left as the execute starts to fly through. Kiki's going to get mollied out. She does find that first kill and a dink before she goes down. Lovergirl still remaining towards Coffins, gets taken out as well. No smoke means it's dangerous, but Senna will spot the bomb already towards site. It's now a 2 versus 2. Imagine Senna collect to try and get a retake.
Double up in dark here from Little Bocks, and that's a highway to the danger zone as well. If there was a Molotov or a nade in the hands of Please Send Help, could flush them out so well. That's a great shot by Max, though. The low HP player falls first. Bouchard swings, and Bouchard sprays them down, both in 1 mag, and Little Bocks will salvage the round off of the back of a Bouchard double spray down. Little Bocks keep their lead here, and we'll probably see this one again. It all starts, though, with that 1-for-1 trade. And Kiki's dink doesn't really come into anything in the end. But once we get that spray down again from Bouchard, it's just what she needs to do. Crouch spray away, the crab walk spray. And it works, it saves the day.
That headshot hitting Mads is ever so important. Now we'll see aggression on the CT side. Great flash, but the actual trade works in favor. Smiley nades herself, I believe, and is now out of the round. As you see the interesting play there. I'm sure we'll get a look at that after this round, but now it does mean a 3 versus 3. Only 1 player here. It's going to be Piggy Kiki, who's had some really good holds so far on this B side for Please Send Help. She's going to be in a position to try and do it again. She sits here at 104 ADR. She's got pretty much full util, but as that lone player, it's hard to get that util out from this boosted position as the flashes will come through. Sapphire's the first one out. She can't get that 1 shot to kill Sapphire to try and put this back to an easy playing field. It's going to be that B side, and it has to be the safe call for Please Send Help.
Good little F1 peek there from Sapphire. Works out. Lowest HP player going in for the info, and it comes out with a kill in the end. So 6 on the board now for Little Bocks. It's going to be a save here from Senna and Jess because the money on that CT side is busted. Mads at the very least has 2,400 in the bank. Lovergirl at 1,550, so a little bit for her as well. But for Little Bocks, they're starting to find success again. They're starting to keep on getting rounds on the board here. I think they want 9 or 10 out of this half, considering how Overpass went. And right now, Sapphire is having a lot of success early on. So was Kianetta, following up her massive performance from Overpass. But Kimmy as well is having a good start here. Kimmy had a very slow Overpass. It wasn't a great map for her. But right now, she's finding success. She's at 6 and 5. And has been a critical player in a large portion of rounds here for Little Bocks. So it's good to see that there from her. Little Bocks don't seem to be mentally boomed right now. Seem to be in this one, knowing that it's their pick. It's a map they can have confidence in. They're going to force a timeout here out of Please Send Help, presumably. I don't suspect this is going to be a Little Bocks timeout. We'll wait and see what it is. Could be a tech pause as well. But if it is attack out of Please Send Help, it comes at a good time. As this is a force buy here. Yeah, it's a Please Send Help tactical. But yeah, look at that force buy. 2 FAMASs, an MP9, a couple of Molotovs, the op for Senna. But Senna had 31 in regulation on Overpass. She's at 2 kills right now here on Inferno. And that's a bit of a problem, too, for Please Send Help, as that was the Senna show for about 30 rounds.
Yeah, it's a bit hard to get that op to work on Inferno. You really, if you want those op kills, have to play aggressive, which we've seen Senna try and do in mid so far. I mean, it was a great boost to get her one of the initial kills with that op, but she hasn't really found an entrance or an angle, as Little Bocks have been quickly playing around it. They've just quickly gone towards Banana, not giving her a chance to get those kills. Mads trying to get some information, but they will send Senna aggressively towards the B with that. And that is the only way you're going to get Senna something here. That op will go through it. It'll hit Kianetta, so going to leg her. She'll be down to 17 health. And that nade flies right past her head. But it's Little Bocks with 6, and something you mentioned. The mental state clearly still fine here for Little Bocks. They're playing exactly like they want to. They have good control, and now they take good control of the map. They'll have all the entirety of arches and bracket side. They'll wrap their way over to the A side instead. Mad's going to be in a rough spot. Same with Jess, who's going to be back of sight. They both trade dinks. It's actually Lovergirl at the back of sight. Nice shot from Bouchard all together. Finds the initial dink and the kill onto Mads. Lovergirl gets one before she drops. But this is another consideration on Inferno where you have to call for a save because it's just such a difficult site to retake.
It seems like Please Send Help is still thinking about it, though, and I think a lot of it's relying on Jessica's peek out towards apartments. If she finds any information, if she finds a pick, the retake's going to be on here. Kianetta and Bouchard have a combined 18 HP, one single breadstick for Bouchard. And the Molotov will take her down. Sapphire, though, it's a crisp headshot. Kiki, though, finds Kianetta. The low HP players are gone. And Kimmy has an op and hard defense. Down goes Sapphire. Kimmy with one big shotgun op, but spam down. Does Kiki have the time? No. No kit, no time. Trying to save the op. Could fall to the bomb here. It's planted closer. Is she safe? No, she's not. No survivors out of the round. And Little Bocks with the 7th on the board. Look at this from Bouchard. That's a great kill. And Sapphire helping out with the finisher on the Lover Girl. Kiki almost makes this possible, especially spamming down towards Kimmy through that smoke, getting the marker on the map. But Little Bocks will get to 7 regardless. It's going to be pistols out for Please Send Help. Mads won't have armor. Still has the deagle. Piggy Kiki will have that deagle armor, though. Maybe she'll find some mad success. But now, it's almost looking like a reverse of what we saw on Overpass, where dominating start to this T half here from Little Bocks, where Please Send Help had that 9-3 lead over on that first map.
And we said the advantage might be on the T side for both of these teams. Starting CT might not be your advantage in this kind of a matchup. We've seen both teams be incredible on their T sides, and it continues once again. It's 7 for Little Bocks. Great flash comes through, but Jess can't get the kill as they retreat just in time. Something I was going to mention, Bouchard activating in a couple of these rounds. Mads tries to do the same thing again, gets spotted this time from Sapphire. Good exit kill. And now Jesscast playing close half wall. Great flash comes through, but can't find a kill off of it. Good utility from Please Send Help over on this B side, but just the shots barely not getting those kills. But I was going to mention that Bouchard, a previous substitute for the CLG Red in their advanced season a couple of seasons ago, a very, very strong player for the Little Bocks, kind of one of those players that just goes under the radar, but she is fantastic, and her headshots are hitting this game.
Yeah, they are. Bouchard been very good, been a rock for Little Bocks in their bad times and their good times. Smiley will mow down a pair there on the end, finish up a flawless anti-eco here for Little Bocks. 8 on the board now, and guns bounding for Please Send Help yet again. But will they have an op for Senna? No, they will not. And that's a big part of this string here for Little Bocks too, is again the absence of Senna's impact. And even back on Overpass with the rifle, Senna was still finding those kills. Here on Inferno, right, it's been Kiki, it's been Mads, Lover Girl and Jessica's having their moments too. Senna hasn't been mentioned pretty much at all. And it's a bit concerning now for Please Send Help as you see the scoreline. The trend is fully into the favor of Little Bocks. And they have Sapphire popping off right now. Kianetta next in line there too. Kimmy and Bouchard chiming in when they need to. But it's been a very big team effort overall throughout the course of this series for Little Bocks, where Please Send Help has been a little more top-heavy. And the fact that that's continuing here is becoming much more of a concern.
Yeah, we mentioned that in the first game. The team effort that Little Bocks was putting on was the scariest part against Please Send Help, as they just were all connecting. They were all connecting on all cylinders. It was a majority of Senna for the first half and leading into the second half for Please Send Help. And then you started to see the other players come alive on that team. But Little Bocks have some aimers, and they are hitting right now as they are starting to collect these rounds. It's going to be an easy read for them too as they go into the site with only 2 players. It is Senna and Mets. These are the 2 that we're talking. This is the time Senna's got to pick up some of these kills as they're going to start flying in. Nades soon to follow. Senna's going to start off with 1, but gets traded immediately after. Now left to Maz. 1 versus 4. She gets 1 on Sapphire before going down. She'll find a second on Kimmy, looking for a third. Can't find it. And the rotation's going to be close, but not there just yet. The rest of Please Send Help. Little Bocks will have sight.
Bomb going to go down here momentarily as the time is very low. It's going to be planted for Pit here. Bouchard has a lot of work to do as Kianetta is out of the fight, punching in those digits. Retake coming through. Molotov for Kiki. Nade as well. Lover Girl with a smoke and a flashbang. No real utility for Little Bocks besides a nade and flash on Kianetta. Molotov doesn't really do too much to the Bouchard out in the open. Nade will take her down about half, just under actually. No, 1 is out towards apartments. Kianetta the 1-2 sprays away, but shut down by Kiki, who doubles down in the end and takes down the last 2 Little Bocks on the site. Kit in hand, a fuse in her favor, and it will be a 4th on the board now for Please Send Help. They'll save the op 2 for Senna. Mads, though, doing this double kill does so much damage and gives the opportunity over to Please Send Help. That's a kill Bouchard needs to have on Piggy Kiki, too. Has the advantage from Pit. gets demolished by the player walking out Balk. Buy up again for Little Bocks, but considering their lead, their money is not great. It's a swing round here.
Yeah, that wasn't a huge round for Please Send Help to even get. Obviously, the 3 MP9s off of your round win kind of shows the CT economy for you. It's not great, but Senna with that late boost once again. I like the play. They do it a little bit later, and they see the arm. We'll see if Senna can get back to her swinging ways. She'll just give it up on that point, though. Doesn't want to get pushed from alt mid. Bouchard's already in apartments, and there's so many well-bangable spots here around the apartments that it becomes quite dangerous to try and hold that, especially as an offer. So she'll fall back, but it is Little Bocks, no matter what, winning this half. They have 8 rounds already on their favorite side, I'm sure, of the T side of Inferno, but I already mentioned they've looked really good on Inferno, and their CT side follows their T side. They have a very good CT side, something I saw many times Please Send Help struggle with a bit, and they continue to struggle with now. Piggy Kiki, 180 R, 11 kills, doing her damn best to try and keep this for Please Send Help. She's been really, really good at holding this B side, but she's got to be able to do it again.
Yeah, one flash can really put her in. She's going to take the initiative, though. Dinks down Kimmy, but Kimmy's still going to win that duel. In comes the push, though. Chicken Feld. Maybe the Little Bocks are going to want to get some revenge there. Sapphire looking at towards A. Will dome Lover Girl. Still out towards Coffins. Jessica's has been playing here consistently. Does a lot of damage. Senna finds the kill on the Sapphire on the lurk. But Jessica's with the nade out, or smoke, rather. Gets shut down by Kimmy. Senna with the op, trying to save alive now. Needs to save this op as there's no money left over for the CT side. Bails out of Speedway. Knife out back towards the ace side. Mads already saving in towards Graveyard. It's going to be another round on the board now for the Little Bocks, and a strong response coming through from them as well. The saves will give Please Send Help a little bit of life, but I think they'll probably go for some pistols around it instead, given their economic situation. Loss bonus should be around second or third round, and it won't really be strong enough to get full rifles across the board. We're getting now down to the last couple of rounds of the half, too. Round 14 to follow. And Little Bocks, if they can get to double digits, man, it's going to be huge.
Yeah, if they can get that mark, this is obviously the 9th for them. They still have 2 more chances to do it. But what I was going to mention is the Bocks are avoiding Senna and Mads like they're the plague, and it's working out so well. I mean, they not to mention, they have gone 8, and they've been very successful, but it's been tough for Senna to get in positions to try and get kills, or for Mads to get more than 1 kill, because she's usually trying to 1v4 when they take over that A site. So it's been a great T-side action for the Little Bocks team so far. You know, the condition B early, then they went A a lot and started really to take over that site, and Mads and the Lover Girl have been caught in their positions, usually getting 1 at best, sometimes 2 from Mads in that pit angle, but they know it's been tough, and we're going to have to see them try and hold it out together in apartments. It's going to be another potential B play here as they start to slightly make their way towards the top of Bananas. Finally look away from the first flash, but get the double kill off of it. One more to deal with. Boosted up. They'll spot that. And Smiley's just so aware, and so is Sapphire. She'll take Mads down. It's just Senna left. She'll answer back. But now it's Senna has to try and save this op with an entire minute left. The bomb will go down soon. And she just can as Bouchard's already there. That's a 10th, and that's double digits for the Little Bocks.
That's a strong anti-half by anti-eco round there from Little Bocks. Incredibly so. Headshots coming all across the board here. We can watch that again. Great flash for Smiley. Gets the lineup, knocks him down, and then sprays the player on the boost. Not being lulled to sleep by the double pick, knowing that Please Send Help have been stacking 3-4 players on the B side consistently, clearing all of the angles, doing their due diligence. Great stuff there from Smiley. And Little Bocks now looking for an 11-4 lead. Senna has that op, trying to get something done with it, but Jessica's tagged down very low, as is Kiki, and they're both going to get mowed down here by Kianetta. Still has health alive. Smiley at 42 as well, tagged down a little bit. There's still another on the B site, and that smoke will reveal the position of Lover Girl, at the very least, being on this B site. Up towards top mid, though. Mads around the smoke, goes in towards Boiler, and up the apartment stairwell. But Little Bocks giving themselves the opportunity for an 11-4 T-side half, and a massive response after dropping the first in overtime. Kimmy shuts it down with the op. Not the entry you expect, but one you quite like to have. And Kianetta on that lurk, looking to finish off the last 2 as they escape through smoke.
And that kind of conditioning from Little Bocks right there to get 2 entries on the B site, not just push towards it, to stall it out. Senna with the no-scope keeps this barely alive for the last round, as Kianetta will be on that late flank. That's something they still have to worry about. But great position from Little Bocks here to swap over to that A site, and they're just trying to work what they can. Senna finds her second, but not much more. That's going to be 11 on the T side for Inferno. We'll be right back.
don't show your face and let everybody see you. You're gonna tell it to the world, even when you might get hurt, but that's the price. But you feel so alive when you only just show it all. I just keep running around, but I can talk about it. It just feels like it's true, and I keep running, but I don't wanna talk about it. Let me try just a little bit of what you think might be the next thing. You wanna keep it to yourself, but you're never gonna tell someone else. And you feel so alive when you only just think about it. I just keep running around, but I can talk about it. It just feels like it's true, and I keep running, but I don't wanna talk about it. I just keep running around, but I can talk about it. It just feels like it's true, and I keep running, but I don't wanna talk about it. I just keep running around, but I can talk about it. It just feels like it's true, and I keep running, but I don't wanna talk about it.
It's been a great start for the Little Bocks as they go into the second half of Inferno. Their map choice up 11-4 after a really tough loss in map number 1, Bocks 19-16. Obviously, going from that to a half like that on their T side, this can only mean great things for Little Bocks in this map.
Oh yeah, for Little Bocks, the sky's the limit here. If they can put this map to bed early, they go into Mirage with all the advantage and confidence, going onto a coin flipping map where whoever's hitting your shots should be able to win that map with relative ease. And right now, Little Bocks are hitting those shots. An absolutely incredible T side. The individuals were online for Little Bocks, and for Please Send Help, they have to try and figure out what they can do on a T side pistol. They're playing a double stack up in Mailbox right now, Pim. They're playing a default on a pistol round, and that's not something you see every day, especially on Inferno. A lot of fast-paced plays, usually either out of one of the two sides. Either the CT or the T side goes for a fast push somewhere. And both these two teams turtling up and waiting for the other team to come to them. And Please Send Help, knowing they have to take initiative, are starting to work their way onto the A side.
Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be the target play here for Please Send Help. Like you said, the default's interesting. Both these CT sides have been pretty aggressive, though, so it makes a little bit sense to play it slower, trying to see if that push came through, because Little Bocks did flash it. They wanted to try and get that information in those kills. A little bit of back and forth here from Please Send Help, as they're not sure what they want to go to just yet. They don't have information established everywhere just yet, but now they go up brackets into Arch's side, which is going to give them a lot of that information. It makes this retake on A really hard for Little Bocks, as we'll see that clothesline come through, and Kianetta and Smiley, they're playing good positions, but they can get cleared out by the one tap from Senna. Still one more to deal with in pit, and Kianetta's on fire so far. She gets one to start, looking for the second, finds it. You can't find more than that, so 3 versus 3. Retake from Little Box. No kit. One molly on Bouchard. That is all they have.
At least Kianetta brings it to a level footing here. If without that, it makes it a whole different round for Little Box to try and salvage. I don't know if there's a kit down for them. I didn't notice one. And this makes the retake a lot more difficult. Already Senna doing a lot of damage too. Kimmy down to 7, Bouchard to 40. Push coming in, Mad spamming away, but dropped by Sapphire. Now it's down to Senna and Piggy Kiki up in balcony. Senna and Big Pit with 1 and 2. Bouchard trying to do what she can, tapping away. But she has no more time. She has to try and either go for the kills or bail out. It's going to be a pistol round victory here for Please Send Help. Now, will Little Box go for a force here? Will they go for deagles? Will they get a shotgun or two in hand? Will they go for the risky play here? They have the rounds to play with. I think that would be a good call here. No reason to play this conservatively, especially on Inferno, where pistols around the corners can be so lethal. They've had some very good success with damage on the pistol rounds as well. But they're going to elect to just go for a P250 investment as a whole. Pretty hefty buyout for Please Send Help. They were ready for the force up, although Lover Girl has an MP7. That's not a gun you see any day of the week, especially with the MP9 being a thing in this game. The MP7 has kind of gone by the wayside, same with the MP5. But, you know, for all intents and purposes, it's like a MAC-10, but slightly worse jumping accuracy. So, there is that.
Yeah, we'll see if he can farm up some money as the pistols come through from Little Box. But like you said, really could be a consideration here. Is a very interesting strat from the Little Box. All 5 towards 8. They're going to find absolutely no success as the rest of Please Send Help will find themselves an open B site and probably bring the bomb their way. But in this round, could have found a buy. These close angles with those guns really do matter. You have the options. Nice trade mid. You have the options for the SMG's close range on a force buy for the CT side. You also have the Mag 7. You could play half wall. You could play it in apartments. There's some good options on Inferno specifically that are much different than Overpass per se, where those close action guns really could change around. But Little Box get their first kill, get that MP7 down, and now just try and get a little bit more of the exit frags. Please help get that bomb down. Look to try and get their 6th.
Nice little run boost there. It doesn't really come up to anything in the end, though. It's a blunder. Bit of a B-side hold here for Please Send Help. Kianetta with the MP7 will get domed through a smoke by Senna. So, I guess all was well that ends well there for Please Send Help. They don't lose anybody, really, aside from the MP7 buy, which is going to be upgraded into a glue anyways.
Senna's up to 13, by the way, after a 2 and 9, 2 and 8 start, something like that. She's coming back alive, which is what Please Send Help needs.
Yeah, that's necessary for Please Send Help. But yeah, I really missed the Mag 7 either. I get to see a lot of Pwn alone, and Pwn alone with the Mag 7 on this map is an absolute god. So I was kind of hoping to see something like that here, but, you know, rifles into round number 3 of the half. I get it. You want your rifles here. But the FAMAS, is it really worth it, though? That is a philosophical Counter-Strike question I'd like to pose to everybody. Is the FAMAS worth buying here over the MP9?
Right, $800 is a whole lot of utility you can still use, and now we'll see if it comes into favor of the 2 M4s, though, here for a Little Box. We're going to be the action. Kianetta and Sapphire combining for 3. Kianetta looking for her 4th. That's a 3K. Kianetta up to 21 already. Just Piggy Kiki left remaining in Mexico at the bottom of mid. She's by herself, 1 versus 4. And if Little Box wins this, they can upgrade those FAMASes, and suddenly it's looking like a pretty convincing start to the end for the Little Box in this map. Piggy Kiki's got a lot. Obviously, bomb is down as well. She will have the initial smoke to help her get over this way. Gets 1 kill onto Kianetta, but will drop. And that is the 12th round over for the Little Box. Kianetta up to 21. Something about that Little Box team is every single one of them can do this. And that's the impressive and important part against a team like Please Send Help. Once everyone is firing on all cylinders like they are, it's a tough match to lose for the Little Box.
Yeah, it's a good double bracket or double porch hold there too from the 2 M4s. It works out well. The FAMASas don't even need to come into a factory. They come out of it with an AK too. Good anti-bonus round victory. And Please Send Help are not going to full invest into this next round. They have a couple players with armor, 4 to be exact. Tech 9s, a Mac 10 for Piggy Kiki, and a P250 and utility for Senna. But it's a round where Little Box have to be careful not to give anything to Please Send Help for free. It's something they do a lot on their T side. They send that lurker alone, which can be a weapon donation over to the opposition. This time, though, they could run into those players going for over-aggressive peaks, like Richard was pushing down, but Banana thinks better of it. Rightfully so, and now she's just going for the jump spots, being a bit of a nuisance and giving the information. In comes a drop, though, out of balcony, and 1 kill for Smiley. Mads, though, will shut down Sapphire, running wild in towards Pit. Molotov will go into Mini, but Mads is already in Big Pit. Smiley stuck on site, has to be very careful. Bouchard comes in on the flank, though, gets a kill, and now Kimmy's come in. The cavalry has arrived, and Mads now has the ace out with a Tech 9, runs into trouble in the 3rd engagement. 13-6 now. Little Bocks having a pretty dominant start here on Inferno, and looking to finish it off strong as well. Please send help. Won't exactly have a lot of utility overall, too, although Kiki will go for the Act 10 to get that utility, and Jessica's with the Galil. Still, it's a bit concerning, considering how things have gone so far.
Yeah, especially considering they could have just spent a little bit less in that last round. It's kind of just a half buy. You're not supposed to commit too much into it. Now they go into another round where they could barely buy armor AKs, and they lack a whole lot of utility. On top of that, Kimmy's going to be the op, but barely misses that shot. The first time we'll see her op, I believe, in this entire map, as she'll get that one out on the CT side. 13-6, though, is that scoreline for Little Bocks, and Kiki's still on a MAC 10. We already mentioned the lack of utility, even 2 Galils because of the overforce from last round. These are all small problems that please send help looking in the last round. If they just lightly buy a little bit less and wait with just Tech 9s, light armors, or whatever the case may be, same amount of power, but they instead leave themselves a little bit of lack for that utility and guns in this next round on this rifle round. Mad's in a good spot to try and change this round, but it's still going to be the 2 players towards porch setup. Once again, from Little Bocks, they'll fall back, and they're playing passive. It's once again what we saw in the first half. These teams are not giving anything up. You have to take the site to take control. They're not giving you those entry frags early.
It's a very passive A-hold now from Little Bocks. It's something we saw Please Send Help do, and they got overwhelmed on it pretty heavily. So it's not exactly the best way to play Inferno defense. It can very much put you in hot water because you have no information, and by the time the site takes coming through, your rotations have no time to come back in. It's a 5v3 retake onto the site. It makes life a lot more difficult, although it's going to be a take towards B instead. Kimmy unscoped while blind. Takes a flashbang, though. Tries to have an opportunity to her teammate on the side. Bouchard, 1 kill. Sapphire falls in the meantime, but Bouchard still holding strong from New Box, looking for a 3rd. Lover girl, rather, Senna has her number. Bomb going down and back. Found his boost up though. Ianetta with 1 still on top. And Senna trades it back. Kimmy op 1v2. 1 towards Banana, 1 on site. This is winnable for Kimmy. It just has to work out in terms of timing. Will she expect to kill Banana either with his plant? This is the first shot though. Fails the first test. Please send help. We'll grab that op for Senna. Senna will grab it for herself, actually. And they'll keep within pace here of Little Bocks. That's the important part right now for Please Send Help, is not letting Little Bocks get to 15 before they can get to within striking distance themselves.
And suddenly Senna's the top frag for Please Send Help, which is great for Senna, but it's kind of worrying for Please Send Help because that means the rest of the team is kind of just faded out. They've not been able to get kills. Senna was at 1 point at 2 and 8, something around that score line, and the rest of the team should theoretically get their kills as much as we saw. And something we saw in Overpass happened in the second half where the kills on Please Send Help started to fade away. We didn't see those kills coming through. Now they go on the T side, probably much more favorite side. We talked about the strength of Mads and Lover Girl entering, and now Senna with the op back in her hands. This is where they really will feel at home, and this is where they can start to string some rounds together. But Little Bocks have been great on playing very conservative. They have 4 towards this B site right now. It is just Kianetta, who's currently at 24 kills through 20 rounds. She's having a fantastic game and had a fantastic couple of rounds last time. She'll be in a spot to win this round potentially here as Mads will peek on over, but will close it out completely. Nice flash comes through. They get 1 back. But that A side is all but theirs. Please Send Help looking to get to 8.
And they should have it pretty much in the bag here as the bomb goes down on site and the timer's going to start ticking. Smiley has an AK and she'll probably see that into the next round. Send Kimmy and Sapphire in to do some more damage. Keep the economy honest on the T side. That'll be the main goal here for those two. Just go probing around, getting that damage done. Has a flashbang too. Could work for a good bout pop. The smoke could go out as well.
And no Doja nades, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately. But they could be human Doja nades, but it's going for the piece.
Right, true.
That's always a good option on these kinds of rounds, too. That actually might be their play. Use the flash, too. Oh, flash pops out here. Lover Girl caught in the open. And she's going to spam down 1. Sapphire pops out. And I don't think there's going to be any human dojo nades here. No, not enough damage.
That would have been all 4 players. If the dojo nades were there, that was the entire team of Police and Help. That could have been a problem. But nonetheless, it is a great start for Mads in this round. And they just kind of cleaned up. Of course, another great flash to help them out. But Police and Help will be up to 8 now as they start to make their comeback against Little Bocks, who should have enough money here to buy. Say that, but a couple of people still with kind of awkward economy. And that's where you might have wanted to see Little Bocks either force up if they had to double save a couple of rounds ago, or in this case, they might just have to go for a light buy once again. And that gives Police and Help a lot of control because their economy is going to start spiraling, especially with the op in Senna's hands.
We got a shotgun. We got a shotgun.
Got the Nova.
It's not a mag, it's a Nova, but I'm satisfied here. We got our shotgun. Let's see if it works around those tight corners. Shotgun deagles can come through as well from Kimmy and Bouchard. Kianetta's going to save pretty much everything she has and just go for a PT50, no armor. Very curious there. But one thing I'd like to mention, the fact that Little Bocks are so economically conservative that they don't take any real economic risks ever.
Right.
And you can create a lot of space. You can do a lot with those half buys, especially on CT Inferno. It's one of the best maps for those meager buys. Kimmy, though, already going to fall. Bouchard making a lot of noise. Going to be spotted by Mads. Mads on the balcony has support, but Mads can strike here. Lovergirl's actually going to be that one to get the kill. But still, 2 picks early on for Little Bocks, or rather for Police and Help. Little Bocks are going to struggle to get anything back into this round, and Sapphire's Nova, it's going to be hard-pressed to find anything now that it's going to be a B take here. Smiley, though, the lone defender, could actually walk through the smoke and do some damage with the AK. Going forward. 1 kill. Doesn't expect the op, though. Top of first oranges, and that's going to be just about all she wrote for this round.
The Nova, Mad's got to be careful. That close range through the smoke. But that should lead to a Police and Help's 9th round, like we mentioned. Just another light buy out of the CT side. Mad's going to push off of it. Close range, though. I'm surprised it doesn't take out Mads completely there in that close angle.
Next shot.
Now Mads will try and back up because she's got to deal with this Nova, but she can't really back up safely. She's kind of stuck in Log's corner now. She's going to use util. Sapphire will collect a Galil for the cause. That's all they'll be able to get, though, as they fall back. Police and Help will be up to 9, so not out of it just yet. I mentioned earlier the 2 times these 2 teams have faced each other in the ESL Impact Cash Cups. Little Bocks has won twice, but it's been 16-13 and 16-12. So the games have been close, and Police and Help are trying to bring it back to that close margin once again as we see attack come through, this time probably from Little Bocks. Kianetta looks like picked up the Nova. Don't know if they'll keep that around as it gets dropped in the CT spawn, but it'll actually be attack from Police and Help. And we've been enjoying the timeouts so far from these 2 teams have been in critical spots, and they've been very good, and that continues to happen in map 2.
Yeah, that's one thing I've really liked throughout the course of this Impact season is that a lot of these teams use their timeouts incredibly well. And it's not something you see, especially in North America. People look at timeouts and think they're useless, I guess. But
right,
the teams here at Impact have really made good use of that feature. They talk things over, they patch their holes, and they usually start winning rounds off of the back of those timeouts. And both Little Bocks and Police and Help have done a very good job of managing their timeouts and using them effectively into great success in this series so far. And that's just great to see. It's a very mature standpoint of the game. And now we're going to see Kimmy going up for the boosty, but Senna's ready for it. That's a great read by Senna. And a bit of a tumultuous start here for Little Bocks as their opera's down for the count. They're down the opening player. Sapphire will go for the op instead of the Galil. Try and get some work done with it. But Police and Help don't need to move around just yet. They have plenty of time. They have the opening pick. They have the space gained. They've also forced a rotation back. Kianetta going for the gamble stack on A, leaving Bouchard to be the solo out towards B. Flash, though, might bring Kianetta back, but it's all part of the fake. Police and Help still probing forward, positioning for that A site pop.
That advantage will shrink as there'll be 3 players potentially here from Little Bocks. The execute comes through, good smokes and everything will follow. Nice molly from Sapphire will delay it even more. So that gets that 3rd rotation from Kianetta over to that A site. and will stall the wrap. With the op here, this could be dangerous for Please Send Help. Flash is going to be great, though, as they'll force Sapphire off that angle. Then start to wrap this one around. Lovergirl trying to make something happen from Apartments, but Smiley here in that close angle. Once again, it's just great flashes, but a better trade from Sapphire. They start to swarm through. Sapphire is still alive. She finds 3 before she drops, and now left in a 1 versus 1. Bouchard, who's been incredible in situations like this, up against Kiki, who's having herself a great game. She's going to go for the peek and loses it. That round, potentially the most important round of this game, goes in favor for Little Bocks.
Great work there from Bouchard. Just domes Piggy Kiki, rings that bell. TKO. Man, Little Bocks hanging on by the skin of their teeth right now as the gap's been closed quite well by Please Send Help. Finally, Little Bocks get to 14 on the board. And that's Sapphire, too, with the downed op of Kimmy, who comes up with a massive 3K, including a no-scope. And that's a huge hero play there from Sapphire on site. That's not a spot you can expect your opera to get more than 1 kill out of. And Sapphire manages a hat trick. That's great work there. And it gives some opportunity, more opportunity over to Little Bocks to try and seal this deal, as allowing Please Send Help to get to 10-13. That would be huge. But Kimmy gets the opening pick now, this time for Little Bocks. They have the advantage for the first time in a while. We're going to try and sit on it here, turtle up on site, and see how Please Send Help want to move around the map.
And this is that difference in opping plays on comparison to Overpass, where you can kind of have that op freely go wherever it wants, and it'll be able to get some kills here and there, especially at long range. In Inferno, you have to go aggressive. You have to peek Banana. You have to try and get mid control, even peek Apartments, and that's the only way you're really going to get that op involved. And that's what Little Bocks have been trying to do. It finally works out for Kimmy this round. Kimmy's in a good spot once again on this B rotation to stop this, as that full utility still to come out here from Please Send Help. They'll be waiting for those flashbangs to fly. Kiki's got to be careful not to peek that corner before she does, but before it happens, Kimmy's able to find that kill. It's 2 for her in this round. Little Bocks pushing towards match point off of this one. Bouchard's in a good spot. Kimmy here for the anti-flash. Bouchard's going to get 2 more off the sweep, and it's just left to Senna 1 versus 5 in a almost unwinnable situation. This will put Little Bocks up to match point on their choice of Inferno, which could lead us to a Mirage coin flip map for map 3.
Does get 1 on the exit, thins the economy a little bit here, does not spot the retreat in towards ultimate of Sapphire, who's going to come through the back lines, try and take out Senna, who honestly I would say get rid of the op. Do not give a double op opportunity to Little Bocks for free.
Right.
Because Sapphire has shown to be very good with it. Although Sapphire's watched for, Senna will get the next. And Senna's going to look for 1 more here. Not going to get it, though. Little Bocks don't want to give any more casualties over. Their money's not great either. Smiley has cash. Sapphire will get dropped here. But Kimmy, 2 critical op kills. The first towards Apps and the second out towards B. Bouchard gets the lineup. And map point here for Little Bocks going into round number 25. Full buy here for Please Send Help with 2 Galils and a Mac 10 on Kiki just to get that utility up. Op still there from Senna save from the last round. But Little Bocks, they have map point. They have 6 of them. They need to put this one over the line. Jessica's, though, catches Bouchard off guard. And that's going to be the good opening that Please Send Help wanted. Opening pick, a woman advantage. Space to move around the map towards B. Dealing with that B-side anchor. Gives them the opportunity to try and push it. But here comes Kimmy up next in line. Op prepped. No flashbang could be a problem if they don't want to flash into this angle. Up close in Apartments, though. It's a good flash, but it's going to work out for Sapphire. Kimmy has Jessica as well. We're to a level 3v3. And with 1:10 on the clock, Please Send Help have kind of thrown away the advantage they had in just a matter of a second.
Yeah, Kiki on the Mac 10 needs to be able to pick up something to try be a little bit more helpful here. There's at least that Galil in front of her to pick up, but Kimmy's watching that now as the smoke fades. There's no chance. Kimmy by herself on B, by the way. They've been waiting for her to come alive, and that 1 kill that she got stalled this push from Please Send Help. Otherwise, this round was theirs. They take over this B site, and Kimmy gets pushed out. That is it. They'd have to save, but in this point, it's Kimmy against 2 players from Please Send Help on match point to try and get this to map 3. Kiki's going to be playing inside of the grill smoke, waiting for Senna to try and come help out on the op peak. They have not been able to clear anything just yet. Mad's on the late flank too to try and get these kills. Senna doesn't find the timing. Kimmy's going to get pushed by Kiki, but now has the spot to get the kill, but can't find it. Mad's on the flank. Is going to be able to find the shots and the kill eventually. And now it's just left Sapphire's close. It's a 1v1 for map 3 Mirage. 10 seconds left. The bomb has to go down. It's Piggy Kiki left in a crucial 1v1 situation once again. Sapphire with 25. Kiki playing from new box. The shot misses. And the second shot will hit. Please send help stay alive. Thanks to Piggy Kiki.
Piggy Kiki on B site is a menace. It's just been the tale of the tape so far here on Inferno. Yeah. As long as Piggy Kiki is holding something on B site, it seems to work. And despite the best efforts of Kimmy from U-Box and the whole Little Box squad, doesn't work out for him. 1 round tick down for Please Send Help. 5 more to find to get to overtime. It's going to be pistols here from Little Box. A couple of dual Berettas. Don't normally see those on these kind of half-buy rounds, but we get a pair here. Sapphire and Smiley trying to get that little double dually action. Nice damage, though, onto Kimmy and Smiley. Man's tapping away through the window. Goes back for more, but not going to get any more damage done so far. Hey, Mads, are you trying to spend your whole ammo? Big. Still has 50 in reserve, but, you know, the Galil is basically an $1,800 M4, so he might as well go for the spin.
Yeah, true. Pretty good for the T side. As Up should be locked in for this one. It would be the worst to lose this round on a eco round going down match point. Smiley on the flank though is able to find 2, and as I say it, it falls apart. There's just 1 left to deal with on that B side. That's Bouchard. Listen Up are at least taking it that way, but Sapphire and Smiley have equipped themselves with some guns. And now Please Send Help has to find an incredibly good post plan to find the trades. There is not a single point of armor for a Little Box, so that at least is very good. He's got to be careful though. She pushes, finds 2 before they can get anything back. Make it 3. Send it with the 4th, and Kiki with the 4K in a desperate round that Please Send Help needed to win. Kiki, once again, is just on top of it for the team.
Oh, yeah, it's on the B side again, too. Smiley gets the double down with the dual Berettas, but this double swing out towards Church, just so well played there. And really, Please Send Help. That's a round they should be winning. The fact they lost to the dual Beretta out towards middle, that's just a little bit of timing. Not being aware of the alt mid angle. Little Box, though, using a timeout going into a gun round here. No op. An MP9 for Bouchard. And a FAMAS on Sapphire. And now make the FAMAS on Smiley. She will get the kit, though. That's what I was waiting for. Because there was no kit aside from Smiley. And Smiley was the only one who had any cash left for it. 1 kit, though, that could be a bit of a problem. It's not a problem if you don't let the bomb go down. But the way that Please Send Help have recovered, particularly Senna, who miraculously is top of the scoreboard now at this point. Wow. 22 and 15. T sides just seem to be the best sides for both these 2 sides. But anything goes right now. It's a complete and total wild card matchup. Smiley burrowing down Banana. Caught off guard. Mads with a couple of kills. And Little Box down a pair. 5-3 now in player advantage for Please Send Help. And a 12th looking very likely, unless Kimmy has some heroics to do with a rifle on the B site, which is completely underdefended at this point. A is 2. This round of the palm of Please Send Help's hand.
Just be Kimmy left alone on this B side. The spray's going to come through late. She'll not be able to get any damage with it, and the rest of Please Send Help will rotate themselves in sight right as Kimmy swings. The rest of that team, it should be a save call now. It's the 3M4 still left for Little Box. They'll fall back in the A site, but this is a situation. Please Send Help. Obviously, they don't want to risk too much. Their economy's not the greatest either, but if they get these M4s to drop, Little Box has little to no chance for the next 1, maybe 2 rounds if all 3 M4s go down. So it's a situation where Please Send Help has to decide if it's worth trying to take that risk, especially when you still have Senna's up. You don't want to lose that, especially give that over to the Box for free. Looks like they'll just be situated on this post plant and be happy with the fact that they're up to 12. Looking to try and continue that. Mads has some great kills to start this round and pretty much close the round from there, as that's the only thing that happened. There's aggressive B control from Little Box. They're still trying to switch it up. We saw it on overpass on their CT side. Very good thing to do. In this case, just didn't work out. Mads has already logs. No molly or anything pushed her out of it, and she was able to wide swing, find herself a couple of early kills. Now, with the 3M4 saved, still match point for Little Box, still their map choice. And we lead to Mirage if this does end here, which is a coin flip of a map between the 2 teams. 1-1 overall, 13-16 and a 16-10 for respective sides. It's been all over the place on Mirage. And it'll continue the chaos that's happened for these 2 maps so far, boss.
Inferno's known for overtimes, Pim.
Yes, it is.
And I'm starting to believe in the Please Send Help getting into overtime at the very least. They are making me a believer here that at the very least they can get this map to overtime. Because right now, Little Bocks have found no answer to this T side from Please Send Help. And the CT sides have been hemorrhaging rounds on both these two teams throughout the course of this series so far. And right now, Little Bocks, they have an MP9 and a 5.7 here. They do have a couple of kits. They have a bit of utility scrounged around as well. But they've failed to get those opening picks consistently. And in other portions, they've not really had the information that you would probably like on an Inferno CT side, particularly out towards A. They're turtled up. One on balcony, one sitting stairwell graveyard, and one sitting very passive arch side, almost in library, at that little corner, moto corner. It's an incredibly passive hold that gives you no information. So when the hit comes in, you're caught off guard because you're just expecting every possibility. You're not really ever ready for one particular take. Now they're going to be ready for it as they know the utility's coming through. And Smiley could get something here out on balcony, although that will make her position known. Lover Girl could get this here, but no, it's Jessica's to come through, help out. Sapphire's hitting here, spam down, doesn't even get anything. Kianetta dropped for one. It's a save call again from Little Bocks, surely, as a 2v4 retake on the A site is nigh suicide. It's going to be a 13th on the board for Please Send Help. And Little Bocks had 6 nap points in a row. That number has been whittled down to just now 2 after this round.
And if you're the other 3 members from the Little Bocks not saving, you might have to find a save next round because you need to have a full buy when that potentially goes to 14-15. And if Please Send Help bringing this to overtime, I mean, the T side, once again, just shining through for this team. This is the highest total they've gotten against Little Bocks before. So we'll see if they can close it off. Bouchard gets a nice exit kill on their Lover Girl. Will upgrade from the MP9 into an AK. That's a huge addition right there. They'll keep both of these guns up as well. So at the very least, Little Bocks come out of this round with something. But it's Please Send Help on a streak now. And on the T side, it becomes a little bit scary because clearly that's when Please Send Help wakes up, is when they're able to start getting the aggression and get those entry frags. Mads and Senna both coming alive so far, and Kiki obviously with some incredible plays. Little Bocks has to be careful on the B side if Kiki's alive. That's all we know from this point and on. It is a full buy once again, the Little Bocks. This is do or die. This is game or this is overtime for them. And they've not been able to do it so far against Please Send Up the last few. We'll see if this is the round to do it.
It has to be. This is them going all in here. They're pushing all the chips to the center of the table. And hopefully for them, there's an ace left in the hold, or else they're going to be up a creek without a paddle here. It's going to be a rough situation. Little Bocks, they're putting it all down here. They want to win this round. They want to hold it to a 16-13 Inferno and go into Mirage to map number 3. Utility exchanged out towards top car. Molotovs towards half wall in. Both sides of half wall, really. Op from Senna looking for some chip damage, not finding a victim. There's going to be no over-aggression here from Bouchard here. But B pressure coming through from Please Send Help. Problem is the bomb is very far removed down towards bottom T ramp. And there was a critical round on overpass, which Please Send Help lost because they left the bomb. But they will recover it here. They've learned from their mistakes. They're going to train it forward towards that B site. Crisis averted for now. The other problem still remains. The passive A hold. No information for Little Bocks. And Bouchard still probing out towards car. That's a dangerous peek. Flash or no. Especially as they know Senna's on the prowl with the op in hand.
That flash will completely blind Bouchard. They're going to have to use counter utility to back them up. They now know there's a little bit of aggression from Banana. 45 seconds left. Little Bocks might find a rotation, maybe bring Smiley over towards that B site, but instead, Please Send Help might be the one to rotate off. Bomb is still down. They have an option to pick that one back up, but 30 seconds is ticking. They don't have a whole lot of time to work with, and they're trying to work both sides right now. They're trying to get some information. Please Send Help needs to find an idea here. They need to stop being so indecisive sometimes on their T sides because it's costing them. They will try and bring it towards B. Lover Girl is going to die towards A site, but now it's up to Kimmy and Bouchard at the back of this site. 15-13. Potential match point to bring this into a map 3 or to get Please Send Help another. Jesscast gets the first entry. Kimmy's still alive. She'll get the dink, but not more than that. There's 5 seconds left. Senna finds a double kill through the smoke with the collateral. And that just about is it. It's Little Bocks 2 versus 3 on the retake now. We already said this is do or die. This is the last chance for them to get back into sight and to get this into Mirage. Or it's overtime.
That's a great boost. Sapphire now in a 1v3. The crossfire is there. Mad swings and still gets that kill. Full 30 rounds. Yeah, we're going to overtime here. Unless the buy here from Little Bocks can find something. Hits a dire straight though. Bouchard missing out on that opening kill is a big problem. And then Kimmy gets the dink but cannot follow it up. Senna with a shot through the smoke too. And then this little boost from Kiki. Kiki on the B side, menace as usual.
Always.
And even if Mads falls there, Kiki's alive, plus the double stack in U-Box. Timeout called by Please Send Help here, actually. They want to make sure they get this across the line. Because there is still a buy here from Little Bocks. A couple MP9s for Smiley and Bouchard. Utility's not terrible. A kit for Kianetta as well. M4s for both her and Sapphire. Kimmy on the FAMAS. This is a situation, though, where I think a shotgun would work really well for Little Bocks.
Yeah.
Get that shotgun advance through apartments. Get A information. So you can get the fast rotations to be something, change something up. Because the defenses have not been working overall. And they consistently play the same kind of defense. They consistently turtle up on A's site, get a little bit of banana probing, but they don't hold it. They don't really do too much towards it. And it's just the same thing over and over again with the same result. Something has to change here, and this actually is a good change. Sapphire with the angle in towards middle, up on the grill boost. That's a great spot. Not played yet either, I don't believe, in so far this matchup. This could be something that could save the day here for Little Bocks.
And I like that they're starting with 3B this time. The notice B's been the hit a little bit here from Please Send Help. They started to stray away from that A site. Started off early B. Now they're going to rotate Kimmy off. So it is just back to 2 sitting towards top banana. This could be dangerous, though. Once this utility starts flying through, especially through a smoke, if you're fully flashed, there's no chance for Little Bocks to be able to retake this B site. They're going to force Smiley back. It's up to Bouchard now in that close angle. She'll get cleared, but she'll find that first kill. Nobody there to trade it, as she'll be able to fall back, too. So that's a free 1-for-0 trade for the Little Bocks in match point. Go to overtime or to go to map 3 Mirage. Looks like the rest of Please Send Help are going to situate themselves towards the A side. It's going to be a 4 versus 3. Little Bocks reading into this. It's going to be 30 seconds by they even get to site. Hogs, this is do or die.
It is for both teams, really. I think Little Bocks need to win this in regulation to keep some momentum on their side. And for Please Send Help, they don't want to go to Mirage. They want the secure win here and now. They don't want to go to a third, but Kimmy does. Nice kill from the stairwell. She'll double down. Kianetta with 1 and 2 herself. It's going to be GG here on map 2. Little Bocks, hold on. It took all 30, but they claim their map pick, and it will be settled on Mirage, the third and final map to decide the third and final, or the final team at ESL Impact Land Dallas.